next couple of days, probably similar to today.
All right.
All right.
Thank
That's
you,
it. See you tomorrow.
Okay. The recent L.A. riots, of course, brought out the worst in some people. We saw it live on television, but it brought out the best in many others as well. Many Southern Californians, people just like you, are helping to rebuild L.A. But tonight, let's take a special look at the efforts of those people who tried to help 27 years ago after the Watts riots. Jane Wells tells us the story of a group of people who had a dream that only partly came true.
It was deja vu. It was, oh no, here we go again.
This land is your land.
27 years ago, there was the other riot. At the height of the violence in Watts, two men met saving the life of a news cameraman trapped by a mob. Those two men ended up talking all night, and out of that came a dream called Operation Bootstrap.
The people in this community are really saying that no one wants to help them.
So they vowed to help themselves. Here's the story of what they tried to do. Robert Hall and Lou Smith began Bootstrap, and in the months after the riots, they focused on job training, convincing companies like IBM to donate equipment. But for many, the real breakthroughs in Bootstrap took place every Thursday night back then in an old garage at 42nd and Central.
Never been close to Negroes before.
Here, blacks and whites from all over the city gathered to let it all hang out.
You know what black power means. You got your foot on our neck, your hands on our back, and your hands in our pocket. We said, ow. That's what black power means. Ow.
I resent this business of being called white, and therefore I'm the enemy.
They were fun. They really was fun.
Ralph Reagans was a regular with the Thursday night session.
There's been meetings where the people almost got violent.
Well, if I wasn't interested in it, I would be at home watching television or reading. Or taking it easy. I came down here. Look, keep quiet a minute. I came down here a minute. No.
Most of the time, we just had a lot of laughs. We argued about different things, and then later on, we would all get together and we would have a drink and sit around and talk.
Jerry Newmark drove down to Watts from the Valley every Thursday night back then.
Before I started coming to Bootstrap, a racist was somebody who lived in Orange County. And my definition has changed now. I see racism right here in this room, in all of us.
I remember riding through there and going through a neighborhood and thinking, gee, those lawns look very nice. They're well kept. And then I caught myself, well, why shouldn't they be?
But there was more to Bootstrap than getting in touch with yourself. Education became a priority, and one of the first teachers was actress Ruth Warwick, known to most people as Phoebe Tyler on All My Children. She taught job interview and communication skills, and back in the 60s, she remembers how one person reacted to her presence.
Get that white devil out of there, and with great anger, what that blue-eyed bitch, that blue-eyed witch doing in there?
For the first time in my life, I understood what it was like to be accused simply because of skin color. Inside of me, I began to shrivel up.
Warwick taught at Bootstrap for 3 years as she worked on Peyton Place.
And we used Peyton Place scripts for the textbooks, and of course everybody wanted to read them.
Bootstrap was even able to convince Mattel Toy Company to help train and open a black-owned toy business in Watts. It was Lou Smith who many considered the soul of Bootstrap.
The glorious American Revolution, when we fought the English, then we fought the Indians, then we fought the Mexicans, and we done fought everybody, including each other.
My husband was a real pro at bringing people out and saying the right things to emit the right kind of emotion or to, get somebody to let go.
Smith died in a car accident in 1976. Co-founder Robert Hall died of a heart attack. And then Bootstrap, which was located here at 42nd and Central, just faded away, along with the toy business and a lot of the jobs. Perhaps it was fortunate that the two men who built this dream didn't live to see what happened after the Rodney King verdict.
For 3 years we made progress, and then for 12 years it's been in the dumper.
Was Bootstrap meaningless? That's what Jerry Newmark wondered as he left his Tarzana office the day after the recent riots began.
And here was a Caucasian businessman walking out with me to the parking lot. And he was very angry, and he turned to me and he made the most obscene remarks about this nigger mayor calling a curfew, and I blew my top.
Some wondered if they wasted their time over 20 years ago, or if they just gave up too quickly. Last weekend, many in the original Bootstrap group got together for the first time in over a decade. They watched a documentary made about them so long ago.
From burn, baby, burn, into learn, baby, learn.
And they decided they ought to try again to bring back the job training and the education, even though they're a little older and perhaps a little tired. And even if they now know they can't change the world, they learned in 1965 that they can change individuals.
It certainly was not a waste of time. We did change lives.
We need dozens and hundreds of Operation Bootstraps.
Jane Wells, Fox 11 News.
Here's an address now. If you'd like to take part in this brand new Operation Bootstrap, you can get information by writing to Operation Bootstrap, P.O. Box 872, Tarzana, California, 91357. That's Operation Bootstrap, P.O. Box 872, Tarzana, zip 91357.